Hey guys, how's it going? It's Jewel Tolentino here. Alright, so in this video, I'm going to be doing a review of Uber Eats versus DoorDash. So if you guys are here for the discount promo codes, head down to the description below. I'll have the promo codes for both Uber Eats and for DoorDash. Alright, so this was my very first time using both Uber Eats and DoorDash. I had never used any of these kinds of apps before. I've used Uber before, but I've never had any food delivery service through a phone app before. So a couple of months ago, when Arit and I were traveling for business as well as adventure, we stayed in places like Portland, Oregon, San Francisco, Nashville, Tennessee, and in these places, we used Uber Eats and DoorDash. Currently here in Vancouver, we don't have Uber Eats. Alright, so I'm going to talk about Uber Eats first, the pros and cons, and then I'm going to talk about DoorDash, the pros and cons, and then I'm going to compare the two and let you know my thoughts on both. Alright, so we started using the Uber Eats app in San Francisco because the hotel that we were staying at, it was like a boutique type hotel, and it had this fancy Italian restaurant, and they didn't do delivery to the hotel rooms, and they had like pizzas and pastas, and they closed really early and they opened late, and it just didn't really work out to have delivery in the hotel, and we didn't really want to eat there all the time. So that's why I had the idea to try out Uber Eats. So the cool thing about Uber Eats is that you can sign in with your regular Uber account, which I thought was really convenient. So when you are signing up, it asks you if you want to do a new login or you just use your Uber login. And in the beginning of the app, it asks you to place your address. We put the hotel address, which was fine. And then you put the door number of your hotel room that you're staying in so that the Uber delivery person knows to come directly to your door. Now, the thing about these apps is it really depends on what city you are with how fast the service is. So, for instance, when we were in San Francisco, it took like at least 40 to 45 minutes, sometimes up to an hour, to receive our food or drink. But when we tried it out in Nashville, we were in an area that wasn't as busy, so the food came a lot faster. So it does depend where you are staying. So for the first order, we ordered some Mediterranean food and bubble tea because we wanted to watch Game of Thrones. So we just wanted the food delivered. And you know how sometimes when you're traveling, you're really tired and you don't want to go out anywhere and you just want the food delivered? That's why we started using this app. It was really easy to place the orders on the Uber Eats app. They do a really good job of putting things into detail, and they show pictures of the food so you know what you're going to be getting. So when you place your order, there is a $4.99 fee that you need to pay on top of what your order costs. And some places also have an additional tax on top of that. I like that with Uber Eats you can pay with PayPal, so it was really easy to just put in that email for our PayPal and it would just take the money from there. And I like that the tip is optional after you've received your food, because on DoorDash they ask you to provide a tip before you've even received the food, and I think that's kind of stupid because why am I going to give a tip when I haven't even received the food? What if it takes too long? What if they don't deliver? What if the food tastes bad? What if they deliver the wrong thing? So I find it really stupid that on DoorDash they ask you for the tip up front before you've even received anything. So with Uber Eats, they'll ask you after they've delivered your food and you've eaten it, obviously, they're going to ask, okay, how was your driver, rate them, and then how was the food? So there's two separate ratings. Now, the driver could have been really good, and they delivered the food to your door, and they knew what they were doing, but the food could have tasted like crap. So the food, in our case, didn't really taste that good, so we kind of gave a lower rating for our first order because that particular restaurant didn't really taste good, but our Uber Eats delivery person, they were great. And when we did give that low rating for the food, because it actually didn't taste that great, Uber Eats actually sent us another promo code to say, you know, sorry for your bad experience, here's another promo code to try a different place. So overall, I was pleased with Uber Eats. It's very much the same kind of app as they do with the Uber app. It's like the same kind of feel and look. So with DoorDash, same kind of app, but I noticed that they had more brand name establishments. Uber Eats had a lot of local places and they had McDonald's, but DoorDash had more places that I recognized that were more of the branded restaurants. DoorDash only takes credit card, they don't do PayPal, and they had a tax and service fee separate, as well as they ask for the tip before you receive the food, which we didn't give a tip because we didn't know what was going to happen. So I think that they should perhaps ask it before and after. Like if people want to prefer to do the tip after, because, you know, I want to tip after I've received the food and it's all good and it tastes good. That's when I want to give the tip, not beforehand. So with DoorDash, we actually scheduled a breakfast. So we were still in the San Francisco hotel. We had tried Uber Eats and we're like, hey, let's try DoorDash to do a comparison. I wanted to create a video for you guys. So we had a breakfast scheduled for the next morning, and I actually got an Eggs Benedict. The cool thing is you can schedule it to the exact time that you wanted to receive your food. So we had it delivered around 9 a.m. I woke up around 8 to get ready to receive the food. And it was really cool because they were on time and the food was still hot. Also, another thing on DoorDash is the delivery people, they don't have any profile pictures, so you don't know who's coming. You get their name, but you can't actually see their picture. The cool thing about Uber Eats is that you can see their profile picture so I could look through the door to see who it is and confirm that it is that person from Uber Eats. So my overall thoughts of Uber Eats and DoorDash. I like that Uber Eats can pay with PayPal because I prefer that method. It takes it directly from my bank account rather than having to use a credit card. I liked that DoorDash had more branded restaurants that I preferred. And I like Uber Eats, how their fee is cheaper than DoorDash's fee for the whole delivery service. So overall, you know, we used these food delivery apps for convenience because we were in a hotel and in an area where it was super busy at the restaurants all the time. There were, like in this particular area in San Francisco, in downtown, it was always busy everywhere and you would have to wait like an hour in line for these restaurants. So that's why, you know, we tried these apps. So for convenience, it's definitely cool to use. Like I enjoy it. It is a little bit pricier because obviously you have to pay the delivery fee, and I find that the food prices are just a little bit higher than they would be in store. Another thing to note is if you're really picky about, you know, the way the food is, like for one instance, the food, because it took 45 minutes to an hour, it wasn't like fresh and hot like you would get at a restaurant. It was like warm to cool, you know? So if that's a problem for you, I wouldn't use these apps. Also, you know, people are carrying these in the bags and they could be biking or driving or walking or whatever, and the food kind of gets messed up a little bit because they're carrying it in a bag. So if you care about that, then I wouldn't suggest using these apps. But overall, I was pleased with both of them. I do prefer Uber Eats just slightly better because of the function. I like Uber, the company. We use the carpool service all the time, but DoorDash does have some restaurants. So if I'm feeling in a particular mood for that restaurant that's only available on DoorDash, then I would use DoorDash. So that is my first time review of Uber Eats and DoorDash. If you guys are interested in trying them out, head down to the description below as I will have the promo codes and links to try both of them out. Alright guys, well that is it for this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.
Back from the dead.